Yeah, so I am back. On Monday mornings, I have my kids. So when I'm racing and running around with the kids, Mike and I, we have our morning talk in the Monday mornings, and so I try to put together as many notes as I possibly can to share with you some of the things I want to share with you today. You're going to hear certain things that Chad has talked about in the past on purpose. We're going to talk a little bit about what my coach talks about your why and screw your why in his new in his new book, Chapter 3, talks about that. Happy Monday, everybody. Gosh, it's the end of the month already, January 30th. My name is Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate agent, and a dad. I've been in Nashville the last several days last week, running and racing. Came back home, and Bryce was sleeping. The funniest thing, I came home about 10 o'clock Friday night, and he was already sleeping. I try to wake him up. If you ever try to wake up your kids, it's pretty entertaining, and it's just like they're in a coma. So he slept in my bed, and at about 5:15 in the morning that Saturday, he like wakes up and he's like, Dad, what are you doing here? Like, I'm sleeping here, bud. How are you? It's just cool to see like they're like they have no clue like what's going on in the world. And but first and foremost, if this is your first time being on here, guys, good morning to you. Make sure you say good morning in the chat as we work through the Facebook world. Good morning as well on there. If you're new to here, tell us where you're from. We love seeing new people. We've been looking at our numbers, and we're getting about 12 to 15 new people a week. And so we're just so very thankful to have you on here with us each and every morning. On Mondays, we dive a little bit deeper. I'll be bringing Mike Castor in here very shortly on the morning mindset and what that looks like and what that's all about. And so, one of the themes that I was listening to this morning talks about these three key ingredients. And I'm going to talk about my coach and different things that I hear. One is called power. If you're in a position to write things down, I personally would write it down, but that's up to you. But the first one was power. Chad Free talks about this next one, purpose. The other one is why. And recently, with my coach with Flip the Switch, his book on the Prey Drive talks about this, but in chapter 3, talks about screw your why. Okay. And you might be like, what the? And here's the common denominator on all of these that I've learned. And I'm going to share with you two personal stories with this. Okay. There is no police. Chad is not wrong. Coach Bert's not wrong. Eric Thomas is not wrong. Les Brown is not wrong. Nobody is wrong when it comes time on how you feel that gets you to the next step of the action. Meaning, if Chad's purpose in life is whatever he has, you're on purpose for purpose to do whatever he needs to do for his goal, and it motivates him every day. There is no police officer that's not gonna. Hey, Chad, listen, man. You can't be motivated today because of your purpose. It has to be your why. So before you continue on your day today, you need to have a why before you can move forward. And just like my coach says, well, Brock, screw your why. It's about because goals that gets you to the next level for where you need to be. And guess what? There's nobody hey, coach, that's not correct. You can't have because goals. You have to say what Chad says. You have to have a purpose, though. Yet, you have to do it this way. And Eric Thomas says, we have 3 stages of life. You're walking into a storm, you're in the storm, or you're getting out of the storm. And he talks heavily about his why. He talks heavily about power. He talks heavily about mindset. Les Brown, Tony Robbins, all these people. And nobody's saying, hey, Eric, listen. And by the way, it costs about $200,000 to have Eric Thomas. So whatever he is saying, he seems to be doing good. And nobody says to him, hey, you can't do it that way. You can't, that doesn't make sense. You're not allowed to do it that way. And the reason why I say all this is because how you get there, whether it's your power, whether it's your purpose, whether it's your why, whether it's your because goals, there's a common denominator. How many would you agree? We got a light load on the video world. I just looked in the video world here. Where's everybody hiding today? So you're going to have to use your reaction button tool, everybody. How many of you would agree that the common denominator is we all have challenges and problems in life? How many would you all agree that every single one of us has some sort of challenge, some sort of problem? Give me a thumbs up. Give me something in the chat. Give me something in Facebook world. That we all have a challenge, a problem, a storm, an issue. Something is taking place. Thank you, everybody. Good. I get a little excited now. I know it's Monday, end of the month. We'll get there. So here's the key ingredient. I wrote down these 3 words. I wrote down ignite. I wrote down activate. And I wrote down create. Because all the things that we talked about with power, purpose, why, because goals, all these things, you have to take an action step in order to do it, in order to activate whatever it is inside your brain, whatever you need to create. And you have to have another key ingredient called ownership. And see, your activation or your creation for whatever it is that your purpose might be, you have to be able to establish inside your brain. One of the stories I would share with you in reference to ownership and where I was in my life, for those that many of you do know, but some of you don't, back in 2019, I lost my real estate license. And throughout that time period, I lost my real estate license. It was a huge legal issue. It's 2 years, cost me about $75,000. It was a freaking mess. That's why I'm not scared of attorneys, because I was like around them for about 2 years every day, talking to them in some capacity. But here's the thing. 6 months later, after I lost my real estate license, the real estate company, Keller Williams, that I was with, fired me. And they say, hey, man, it was the week before my birthday. And I remember going in there to the owner. He says, you got to leave. You can't be here anymore. And I was like, wait a minute. You're going to fire me? I'm a hard worker. I'm this, I'm that. This doesn't make sense, because my why means that I'm supposed to do this and I'm fighting for my family. Sorry. You're out. And I got mad. I got mad at him. And when I listened to today's message to me this morning, what a fool I was. I was mad at the wrong person. I should have been mad at myself, because I was the one that got myself in that position several years ago, making those decisions I made. Just like today, some of you are going to make some decisions that are going to piss you off in a couple of years from now, because you're not taking the right action steps. Your purpose is not aligned with your action. Your why is not aligned with your action. And back then, when I was drinking and drugging and doing all the things I shouldn't be doing and getting myself in trouble and fighting for every day for my livelihood, I was bitching, whining, and moaning at everybody else except myself, because I was the one that got myself in that position. So a key word that I forgot to remember was ownership. It was my actions that got myself into that position to be able to do that. But I had to wait 3.5 years or 2 years later to be like, I need to make some better decisions. Because if I make better decisions and actually align my purpose, my drive, my because, my why, and everything else, my power with where I want to grow, would you all agree different things probably take shape? Results are a little bit different these days for me. And so my second story I'm going to share with you is because, and please, this is not to feel bad for me. This is not to feel sorry for me. I don't want to have any text messages. I'm just telling you some personal things going on, because today I'm writing part of my chapter to read my story later to help other people. And some of you are also doing that now. I'm going to say it again. I'm writing my chapter today to tell my story later, because I will help somebody later down the road with this. Because what I do inside my head is not normal. I'm a little crazy in the head. And now I actually have some measurables behind it to validate my craziness. For those that know, I've been going to the doctor for the last several weeks. I have to give blood work every single time I go there. I've had to run several tests several times because the doctor says it doesn't make sense. And Mike Kastner, that's on here, understands me very well because I've known him the longest on here pretty much based off of who I see on here, unless some other people on Facebook I don't know. And so I had to go to the doctors a couple times because the first time I went to the doctors and they gave my blood work, they said, man, these numbers are so low that we don't believe them. So we're going to have you get checked out again. I said, oh, okay. But don't worry, man. There's no way these numbers could be this low for everything you got going on. I said, okay. So I go back to the doctors. I get to the doctors. They finally give me my results, and I got my results on Friday. So while I'm in Nashville, I get these results, and I was like, oh, wonderful. This is great. And I have to have a conversation with my doctor. And he says, damn, these numbers are real. I said, okay. So just to give you, without going into the whole thing, my numbers are 4 mgs and 6 mgs. The average person has 200, over 200, between 200 and 700. And the doctor says to me, this just doesn't make sense on what you're doing because the normal person wouldn't be functioning the way you're functioning. And I said to him, kind of chuckled. I said, well, I'm a little strange and my why is pretty bigger than any excuse. He says, but this is a physical thing that actually, like, this is not part of your mindset. I said, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, you're absolutely wrong. This is all about my mindset. I am stronger and more powerful inside my mind and my why with my kids. I don't care what those numbers are. In all honesty, I'm a little nervous right now. He's like, I would be too. I said, no, I'm nervous to see what I'm going to do when my numbers are normal. If I can do this at these numbers, watch out. Because you already told me that there's a fix for it. I just have to go through this process. See, my purpose is to be able to help somebody down the road who tells me they have a medical condition. They say, well, you don't understand, Brock, I have this medical condition. I said, oh, I had one too. And guess what? I'm here today to tell you that it's all inside your mind. And the book that I would tell everybody to read on here is The Secret, because The Secret taught me two things could happen. I could keep telling myself I have a medical condition problem and a blood problem, and this is why I'm feeling this, and this is why I'm feeling this, and blah, 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 blah. Or I could say, you know what, I don't have a problem. I'm going to work my tail off because I'm still going to take my kids on this cruise. I'm still going to hit these numbers. I'm still going to travel the country. I'm still going to do live events, and I'm not going to complain one single bit that I'm tired. I'm not going to complain one single bit because what I'm writing today in my chapters will help read my story later. Because my why, my because, my purpose, my power are inside of me up here. And some of us have bigger excuses than our why and our purpose and our problem, whatever it might be. And you have to take action on this. I can whine and complain all day long. Well, Brian, you don't understand, Chad. The reason why I can't do this and this and this is because I have this. And I'm not dying. I just have a condition in my blood that causes me to feel extremely tired, extremely lethargic, extremely fatigued. And the best compliment I get many times, obviously Wendy knows about it. She goes, I don't believe you really have this. Like, you do things that normal people don't even do. And you can barely even function. I said, I don't know. It's just, I don't allow it to affect me. So I want to say this to you. Don't allow whatever is affecting you to get in your way because it's all up here. It's all up here. You have to be able to reach beyond certain measures. And the reason why I love the power, the purpose, and the why and your because goal is because all of them, one of them, any one of them, a combination of them will help you get to where you are, because some of you out here are bitching, whining, complaining, and feeling sorry for yourself. And I'm sorry, but it's time to take action or you're going to be the one crying later down the road. I'm not here to hurt people's feelings. I'm here to be honest with you. That's why you're on here. That's why been very blessed and fortunate to have people reach out to me, man, Brock, I got to get some more of that energy. You can get more energy, but it will fade. Hell, when this music stops at 8:50, you guys are all going to go on your way today. I'm not going to be around. Chad, Christian, D, Kastner, Carrie, Amy, whoever's on here, we're not going to be around. So what's going to keep you motivated? What's going to keep you going? You have to have a purpose. You have to have a why. You have to have a power that is stronger than you. When I stopped drinking, my higher power had to step into my life, my spiritual element. God makes impossible possible. That's it. That's all there is. I was in Nashville. I think one of the Janet's on here. She was with me. And one of the things I did was because their class didn't start till 10 o'clock, which in my mind means 11 o'clock. Okay, in Eastern time. So I'm like, damn, 11 o'clock, I could get so much more stuff done. So I would get there early. We weren't able to be there till 9:30, but I was there like at 8 o'clock in the morning. One of the mornings I helped open up because the freaking, there was a huge wreck. They're like, Brock, how the hell did you get in here? I'm like, I just started opening up. I was the first one here. I'm like, I feel like I'm behind. I feel like I'm late. East Coast time, they're ahead of me. It pisses me off. I'm like, I got to do something. That's how my brain works. The second day I get there early and I'm sitting there and they're like, Brock, class doesn't start yet. I said, I know. I'm just going to sit in the corner here and just do some work. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I got nothing else to do. Why not just start working? I want to be like, give me some names I can call. Give me some people. Yeah. Yeah. Teacher's pet. I know. I felt that way too. So I get there and then all of a sudden my coach comes up to me and he says, hey, Brock, we have our leadership meeting. Why don't you come on in? I said, excuse me, what did you just say? He said, come on up to it. I'm like, damn, okay. And I was telling Mike Kastner today, I said, you know what? Certain people be like, oh, he's so lucky. There's nothing lucky about showing up every day. There's nothing lucky about getting there early. There's nothing lucky about what I do. And Mike and I talked about it. I don't do anything different, guys. I did not wake up earlier that day. I didn't drive anything different. My route was different. But some of us here are going to be like, that person's lucky. They're not. They're just showing up. And so Mike and I were talking about action steps because of this market, because of what I'm reading, because of what I'm seeing. And I can only do so much to be able to inspire you, to help you, to motivate you, to be able to put the right strategies in place to understand that you have an opportunity this year in any business that you're doing, because when you have a decline in society of what they put out there in the frickin' media, it's an incline for people who are strong. It's an incline for people who have a why. So Mike and I were talking, and he read an article in the Inman News about what people have an opportunity to actually be successful in 2023, specifically the real estate industry. But this is really any industry, because if you actually just take action, you'll see things. But specifically right now in real estate. So I'm going to bring Mr. Kastner in here for the last several minutes here. Mike, good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning. I don't have my video on because I can't. I'm driving. I can't find a place to put this phone in this truck that will show you anything but the roof. So anyway, so going to what you said, wow. How about you just drop the mic, end the call, and we all go on our day? Because again, anything after this is like, dude, what do you add to that? I'm like, man, you could teach Eric Thomas a few things. I'm like, because you're so inspirational. You were so right. I mean, that's exactly what it is. But you asked me a question about the Inman article I found interesting. So the guy was saying that what opportunities are there for real estate agents in 2023 that he sees? And he said that one area that he said is going to see a ton is calling expired listings. And that's taboo for a lot of people. So I read the article, and he said, because so many agents are not keeping up with current market conditions and trends, and they're still living in a dream world, and they're listing these houses for way too high because they want to make their sellers feel better. They're not being honest. They're not professionals, what he kind of came down, which, by the way, I'd like to add to that, because I talked to a seller and this agent wanted to sell this house for way over what it is. And I explained to him about comps, and he pulls out a CMA and says, yes, she gave it to me. She said, this is how she got to that price. I said, okay, I'm looking at these 6 comps. The highest comp on this sheet, the highest comp is 409. The average comps are 387. Where did you come up with 475? Anyways, I don't know. So what they said was, you're going to see a ton of expired listings come up. So there's a great opportunity. But basically what he was saying is, because 99% of the agents won't even take the first step and pick up the phone and call them, I'm really directing this article at the other 1% who actually will pick up the phone. Because goes to what Brock was saying, is it's like, you just do the basic stuff. You might be tired. You might have a medical condition. It might be the fact that it's been cold and rainy for about 3 months here in Charlotte and you just can't get it together. But if you just get up and just do the basics, in this case, the guy's like, just pick up a phone, start calling expireds, because so many people won't do it, even though there's an opportunity. They would rather sit there and complain about, wow, my business is down, and wow, I can't get any transactions, and I don't know what to do, and I'm this. And I'm like, it's there. You just got to step outside your comfort zone a little bit. Because if Brock has a medical condition and causes him to be tired and precludes him from doing things, why are you still going and working out? Where is this energy coming from? Well, it's not coming from your blood or whatever. It has to come from a mindset. So when you look around, Brock's like, told me a week ago, he's like, so I'm kind of like, my goal this year, I'm going to kind of temper my transaction goals. I'm going to focus on my coaching. So I'm only setting a goal. I started laughing on the inside because I knew he was serious, of 36 transactions. Because I know I can hit that pretty much hands down. That's only 3 a month. Now I'd like to see a show of hands. How many people on this call, how many people out there in Facebook world did 36 transactions last year? And he's like, I'm just going to shoot for 36. I want to focus on my coaching. Because it's a mindset. If I said 36, first of all, y'all would laugh at me. Like I'd probably laugh at most other people. But for him, I'm laughing because I'm like, he's dead serious. So why did I say this? Just go out, set the plan. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going to go do this great extravagant thing. No, just do the little things. If you want business, I think the guy's right on. It's like, pick up the phone, call expireds. You're probably going to hit them because 99% of the agents aren't calling expired listings. So it's just doing the little things consistently. And I said to him, I said, Brock, you had said that, quoted somebody one time. Extraordinary people you don't become extraordinary by doing extraordinary things. You become extraordinary by doing ordinary things just over and over and consistently over and over. And I tore that whole saying up, but that's basically what it is. You just got to just do the ordinary things consistently over and over, and you will become extraordinary. So that's what I got.
No, you know, the compound effect, the 1% doing better every single day. And that was the thing, guys. I want to leave you guys with this. I want you to focus. Like, if you want to talk about purpose, Chad is on this call right now. Just like I was. I had no idea who Chad was. No clue. Within 2 weeks, I was blowing up his phone and texting him in some capacity to be like, I need to talk. Okay. There's not one single person in this industry, in this area, because of technology, that you can get in touch with somebody. The doctor was laughing at me too. And I said, do I have this message thing here? Do you look at this every day? He goes, yeah, why? I said, well, I just want to let you know that I will be blowing you up every single day until I figure out what it is that I need to do. A doctor, my attorneys don't like me. Why? Because I'm consistently relentless. How do I become successful? I'm consistently relentless with the why in mind. And for me, it is my kids. Okay. There's nothing that will get in my way of my kids. Nothing. And so whatever it is for you, if it's a why that you want to have a conversation with, then you should be picking up the phone and talking to me. If it's purpose that you're about, you need to have conversations with Chad. If you want to learn more about screw your why and your because goal, you should be like, hey, Brock, how do I get in touch with your coach? If it's about power, be like, hey, Brock, how do I get in touch with maybe Les Brown or Eric Thomas? Now, do I have their phone number? No, but I can at least point you in the right direction for emails, phone numbers to have conversations with people, because your environment, stop sitting by yourself all day long. It's not good for you. You're by yourself all day. Just the environment comes in, victim mode grows, and then it's like watering it. Oh, let me water my victimhood. I'm by myself. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. I got a meeting today with Chad. I had a meeting today with Mike. I got a meeting with Lori. I got a meeting with my operating manager. I got meetings all day. I've been gone for 5, so it's even worse. I got success goals tonight at 7. Like there's something going on. Fill up your schedule at some point for 15 minutes to talk to somebody you want to, or do research to find somebody you want to talk with. Somebody who's at a higher level than you, has more energy than you, makes more money than you, is doing something you want to do. Call them up, talk to them, read about them, find out about them, get their book, do something instead of crying. Crying doesn't pay the bills, guys. I hate to say it. I tried. Does not work at all. Actually, like just continuing to give you more bills. Guys, I hope you were able to get some information from this. Guys, we have our Wednesday webinar at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. Okay. The Power Players program, I can't push it stronger to tell you the environment. My Power Players is with my coach today. Chad's part of it today. 1:30 on Mondays. I got to be able, I'm with him. Why? Is because I need to be around that type of level. I need to be involved with it. If you've been humming and thinking about it, but keep complaining about money, trust me, nobody else, what do you think? Nobody else has money problems? You need to be around the right people to get yourself pushed in the right environment. Okay. In 2 weeks, Chad and I are doing Wednesday webinars. Right. My coach said, buy a book. He'll give you 8 weeks of coaching free. I mean, hell, I pay a lot of money. So does Chad to be around our coach. If he's all you got to buy a book for $30, flip the switch. Let us know. We'll give you the link. Jay, if you have it, put it on the chat. 8 weeks of coaching once a week. Guys, get yourself in the right environment. Get yourself a why. Get yourself a purpose. Talk to people that can help you power your way through things. There's no excuses. Okay. There's the link right there in the chat. Buy the book. It'll get you set up starting in February, 1 week. For 8 weeks, coaching with him. Power Players with me. There's things to be able to help push you. Guys, thank you so much. Happy Monday. Guess what? Chad is going to be with us tomorrow. Chad is going to be with us tomorrow. He is the real deal on Tuesdays with us at 8:15. He'll be here Eastern time. Guys, if there's somebody out there that you think that needs to hear this and see this and feel this, send it to them. Send us to our Facebook page, Brock Zevan's Mindset Motivation Show. Send us to anything to be able to help other people. This is what this goal is about. For those of you wanting to lose weight, I'll be putting out a post. My goal is not for me to lose weight. My goal is to help other people lose weight. As Mike said, I'm a crazy lunatic. I will get myself to where I want to be for the summer. And I start at February 1st. If you're thinking about accountability, you need somebody to have a diet plan, workout plan regimen. You'll see it very soon. I'm going to be starting a group for February on what my plan is, what my regimen is, and to help other people be accountable, because that's just what I'll be doing in February. And feel free to join me if you like. Guys, God bless you all. Happy Monday. Kick some tail today. Do something special. Find your why. Get your purpose. Reach out to somebody. Have a wonderful day, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:15 with Mr. Chad. Bye, guys. See ya.